Now, that's the reason for this now. Now we go into the factuals of the case. I have to turn this again. Let's see if I can stay within lettering distance. Now, I'll jump your job, Shel. This is why left-handed people have trouble with lettering, because it's all backwards. Only Shel Dorf could do this. My natural inclination is to go this way. Oh. Then you don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Joan and Charlie. We always put the lady first in this shop.
That's right, I remind Virginia.
Edits as he goes. See that? He's the best editor of his own stuff.
We'll get through taping. I want to show you a picture of mine. I've got it on a videotape that I have in the bag there, the one that I edited into our last.
Oh, sure.
Oh, I didn't know you brought that along with the whole way it opens and everything. Oh, great.
This is the Palm Springs Chamber of Commerce part of the thing. Palm Springs.
Version.
What date are we up to today? 11th?
Yeah. Yes.
11th, April, 83. Which spins it all down.
It's been 7 years since he did it.
Is that long? Really?
7 years.
Now, this is just to pin down for the viewer the reasons for it. Now, we're going to the color department. The basic color on these things can be augmented by pretending that there's a light coming from the figure's left. And the oriental skin is not yellow, of course, as people always pretended. It's not the same basic color as the Caucasian skin, but it certainly is not yellow. You see this light from her left developing in this. Her coloring, of course, is exotic. People don't generally look like this, but it's the license you take as it's taken in the theater. That Chinese maidens is in the bitter, the bad, what was the name of the?
Good Earth?
Good Earth, with false eyelashes of Katharine Hepburn, and not exactly the standard.
Chinese by Percy Westmore.
Yeah, except that they probably invented them. Makeup actually was a Chinese invention, apparently. The Egyptians made a big deal of it, but the Chinese had been doing it for years before the Egyptians ever heard of it. These paper things are useful.
Can you give us the background of the Dragon Lady Milt?
Yes, the Dragon Lady has become so much a part of the language that people forget where it came from. I was reading a book called Pirates of the China Coast, and in it was a story about a woman named Lai Choi San, very jazzy Chinese pronunciation, Grauman's Chinese pronunciation, and a dumpy little character, probably. There was no picture of it. But she headed a band of pirates who would come out off the out from the coast of China and hit these coastal steamers and steal from them. They would sign on where the voyage began, up north somewhere, for instance, up at some northern city. Then as it was opposite Amoy, they would hit the bridge and the purser and all the passengers and rob them. And then they'd go over the side where other pirates were waiting for them. This is routine stuff, you know, routine hijacking. But the head leader of the thing was a woman. And I was just about to introduce the first villain in Terry and the Pirates. And having read this book, I thought, why not make her the chief protagonist here? And so this is when I used Joan Crawford in a picture that I had seen of her with a hairdo like this, part in the middle, and a big cape up like this. And used her for just the visual part of the thing. And she was the very first villain in the whole shebang.
Has anybody ever mentioned that the Queen in Snow White looked very much like the Dragon
Yes,
Lady?
especially with the cape. Because I seem to remember that as part of the...
So I'm sure that you were an influence for that famous character as well, that your Dragon Lady was like the inspiration for the Queen in Snow White.
It's very possible. Nobody ever has mentioned that around the Disney studios, but then neither have they said anything about Raiders of the Lost Ark or...
or the new one,
Flying Over
High
China.
Road to China.
They did in their brochure. It's in the director said he was going to make another Terry and the Pirates. He said it right out like that.
Oh, really?
Oh, great. Well, he did too. I saw that. Do you have that on video?
Well, it's in that magazine. Did you see the regular printed thing that they put out?
No, I didn't.
I bought it in New York. It's on the stand here, I'm sure.
It's the magazine of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the pictures of the directors and the makeup people and how they did the stunts.
You have a copy of that?
I have it, but I think I left it in New York.
Uh-huh.
It's probably on the stands right now.
I was going to get mine from Pacific Comics for
Oh,
at a discount.
Well, sure, why not? The
We did see the movie though, and it's marvelous. It's I kept saying all through it, "There's Pat Ryan."
Yeah.
You know,
With the
that is
mustache.
Pat Ryan, and
Pat Ryan with a mustache.
and there's Burma or whatever.
Yeah.
Have you seen it now?
The
No, I
character,
haven't either.
the girl is a combination of Burma and Raven Sherman. I think
Yeah.
she's closer to Raven Sherman because she's a bored heiress,
And the blonde.
and the pilot too. And, damn good.
Yeah, I have all that in the stills, but I haven't seen a film.
Yeah.
In fact, I haven't seen a film in so long that they could steal it right out of my nose. And I wouldn't know.
Well, did the Dragon Lady look like this in the beginning?
Roughly, I was shooting for this, but if you put a drawing of her alongside this now, you'll see how the years have changed her and changed me. I'm sure. Ordinarily, I would do this with watercolor, but there's something very soft about this crayon that I've always kind of liked, especially when the makeup goes on. Now, this is like putting the pancake on as a base, and then you start doing the other stuff.
Why do you suppose the Dragon Lady became your most famous character?
Oh, I think the universality, the appeal of the mysterious woman, and the villain who becomes heroic during the war years, the guerrilla warfare against the Japanese, all of this built to the fact that she was interesting. Also, she was interesting. As a strong female, there have been many versions of this. There's a character that you never hear about anymore that was one of the best of this sort. Her name was Vashti, V-A-S-H-T-I, Silver, Vashti Silver.
Oh?
And she was a dragon lady in Texas. Long before Best Little Whorehouse. She was an operator. She owned back in the post-Civil War days. Vashti Silver is a nice name and it sounds good. John W. Thomason wrote it. And it's lost, as far as I know, in the mists of time. A pity, too. Green eye shadow has always fascinated me and most everybody else.
Like a lizard's eyes.
Mm-hmm. It has some of that about it, yeah.
The Lizard Lady, right?
No,
You've called her everything, haven't you?
Yeah.
Madam Deal was another one of
DL,
her phony names.
Yeah.
And what else?
Whatever came to mind. It really was that almost.
Hotshot Charlie had some cute names for her.
Yeah.
I think he was the one that called her the Lizard Lady.
He cut off his ears, huh?